What episode is this?
This is 51.
51. Okay.
So, hey everyone, welcome to episode 51 of the Just Us Guys podcast. We're down a guy. He'll be here in an hour. Cal will join us here in a little bit, just working some extra time at work. His real job, not this podcast. One day maybe it'll happen. But yeah, no, it was an eventful weekend. A lot of really, really good football happened. A couple of other crazy things have happened over the last, 12 hours. We're probably going to touch on all of it. But yeah, how was everyone's weekend? You know, other than the great football we got to watch.
It was good. Saturday night I watched the UFC card. That was fun. So, I mean, definitely the biggest fight ended in a way that we probably would have never guessed. And if we would have bet it,
expected that.
If we would have bet it, Ty, we would have been up in infinite units, like 12 units.
I was going to say Frankie was like Frankie points was like plus 1,200, was it? Okay.
Or 1,200, yeah.
I think it was plus 1,200.
Yeah. Win by decision, he was plus 1,200. Yeah, I mean, wow. You never think that he would ever take that fight to the ground.
Not against Gon.
No. So it was a huge surprise. I mean, Francis KO bettors lost heaps of money, and of course Vegas wins, and it's rigged and everything. But
that's how it goes.
Anyways,
you know that.
That was really that's all I did.
I attended a wedding on Saturday.
Oh, nice. How was that?
It was.
Where at?
Huh?
Where at?
The same place my sister got married in St. Mary's, but
I wasn't invited to that.
You were.
Hey, I was in the same state, and I wasn't either. Time.
You guys.
It's a little different though, Evan.
Yep, you were both not invited, and you know what? You know, it is what it is. Anyways,
congratulations to the happy couple.
Yeah, there was. They did get invited. Wait, Evan, we're not talking about my sister's wedding, by the way. Ty's talking about the wedding he didn't get invited to this week.
That just happened this past weekend.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyways, it was good. It was good. It was good.
That's good. I heard it was really cold though.
It was freezing.
Is it at that place where we turn off a $1 Million Highway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It was good. I mean, it was good. To say the least.
All right, so I know Cal's not here, but I do have a question for the boys, just to kind of, because it's been going around the internet, and I'm really curious as to what your guys' thoughts are. So it's the question of, what if you could change one rule in any sport, what would it be? Like, that includes the overtime rule, that includes, taunting, literally anything. I'm curious what you guys have to say about it, because we haven't really talked about it.
I have two small ones, but go ahead.
I got mine. It is... when your ball is in a divot in the fairway, it should be considered ground under repair.
Number one, not even a shot. You should never be punished for hitting a ball in the fairway, ever.
Factual statement, and that is one I will live and die. I will live.
You'll die on that hill, you mean?
I'll die on that hill.
You'll die on the hill.
I will die on that hill.
I will literally be like the dude off of 300 and on that hill.
Yes.
I am perfectly okay with that.
That is mine, for sure.
That was my one.
Okay.
My second one is high school and college basketball, okay, should play on bigger courts, and every timeout, like how you do in the NBA, how the ball gets advanced, you should be able to advance the ball on a timeout in college and high school, especially college.
Definitely college, yeah.
Especially college. Because imagine how many more games would be like so much more dramatic, and instead of Gordon Hayward having to go the whole length of the court to try to hit a half-court buzzer beater against Duke, in the national championship game, he's got the ball advanced to the half court.
Yeah.
But it would just be so much better. Like, there's so much more intense late game, for sure. That's what makes the NBA late games the best. I know they take forever, but...
They do take forever, but they are usually really
entertaining. They're so good because there's just, like, at any moment, a shot can be hit.
What about you, Ty?
Honestly, I mean, I want to say overtime in the NFL because... I mean, I'm a Packers fan. I've watched Aaron Rodgers not get the ball 5 times in overtime and lose. Literally what happened to Josh Allen. I've seen it far too many times. Like, it just triggers PTSD in me. But realistically, like, it has to be taunting. Like, the taunting penalty is bullshit, and it's way more effective.
Taunting. Tyreek Hill should have hit the taunting penalty.
Yeah,
that's my problem. That kick should have been game-tying kick after that touchdown should have been like a 45-yard kick.
Right. Or if they're going to try to go for it, they got to go back 15 yards. Like,
and again, it depends on if they accept or decline it. I mean, at that point, if you're Buffalo, you probably decline it, add 15 more yards on it because Tyreek's probably not going to score. They're not going to score again like that. It's just one of those things that has to be enforced, whether it's on the kick, the ensuing kick, or it's on the which I guess the kick didn't necessarily matter. They still had the lead, but it only would have been by 2 instead of 3. So it's one of those things where it's like... It has to be taunting. You either enforce it or you don't. Get rid of the whole thing because literally all year they've been doing the taunting thing. I mean, for sake, boys, we had a dude from the Bears team stare at the sidelines of the Steelers and get a taunting penalty, but he throws up deuces in a playoff game in a go-ahead touchdown in a massively
the play wasn't even over. It was mid-play.
Yeah, it was mid-play.
Yeah, which just how?
Well, and also like just kind of like going like I guess I do agree with the taunting thing. It's a terrible rule.
It's an awful rule.
But I'm gonna defend him a little bit because I do think it was valid. Like Tom Brady gets hit in the helmet. He did get hit in the helmet, and I know Tom Brady's a bitch, and I'd pick on him forever. But he did get hit in the helmet. He was literally bleeding from his lip. Showed the referee and said like you're an idiot. Like basically saying like bro like you're an idiot. Like I'm literally bleeding from my lip. Like you have
but
to.
Again,
and then he gets flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'm fine with that because you can't talk to a ref that way. That is one thing.
I get that, but what I'm saying
but
is,
at the same time, that shouldn't be. Yeah, but that shouldn't be roughing the passer either.
I agree.
Well, but if you're going to call it all year,
but you have to call it unsportsmanlike conduct both ways because they were both unsportsmanlike conduct.
No, absolutely. No, like 100%. The Tyreek Hill thing should have been called back or enforced on the kick. Period.
I agree.
Yep. Even if it was enforced on the kickoff. Like, even if it was enforced on the kickoff, I know the Bills still went down and scored, and, like, that's whatever. But the point is, though, is that if you give Josh Allen an extra 15 yards, like obviously things the way they played out, he did it anyways. It still would have been easier for him. Like,
it still matters. It still matters.
Right, absolutely.
Because, 100%. hey, maybe they get more conservative. Instead of going for a home run shot, they actually worked their way down the field. And then if they only would have needed 2 points. So a field goal would have won it right there.
Right.
Depending on how the penalty was enforced and whatever, but regardless, it has to be called. It has to be called. It's been emphasized all year. It has literally ruined some games. Absolutely. And then you let it happen in that, which had 42 million people watching it concurrently, basically, and it peaked at 51.5 million people. Like, you can't do that.
I think that another small one tie in the NHL, that there are no shootouts in the playoffs, and I don't like that either. Why?
I'm fine with that. I love the continuous OTs.
See, I mean, for me, you have to keep it. I think you keep it constant across the board between.
Are you talking about for college?
No, NHL.
No, for NHL.
Oh, NHL.
I mean, there's shootouts in the regular season, Kate, as you know, but there's no shootouts in the playoffs.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, they play till the whistle blows.
So, I'd much rather see something constant across the board. Plus, I like shootouts.
So Ty, just a comment on the overtime rules because I definitely understand like what you're saying. I think the regular season overtime rule.
It's fine. It's fine like this. It's fine like this.
Yeah,
regular season playoffs, fine like this.
I'm okay with it because at the end of the day, I saw a TikTok about it, and that really does put in perspective. I understand that everyone wants to see quarterbacks and great offense and big plays.
The rules, the NFL has emphasized that. That's why all of these rules have changed over the last decade of us watching.
Right. Everyone wants to see that. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, we're going to get into the game, but the Buffalo Bills had the number 1 defense in the NFL, supposedly. I don't think they were the best, but supposedly had the best defense in the league. They had 3 possessions in under 4 minutes to be able to make 1 stop, and they did.
No. Okay, let's save talking about it. But my point with that is
overtime. I'm saying the overtime rules, though, like it shows that like you can still make a play on defense, force even a field goal, right, and you can still win the game. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like
absolutely. The problem with that is if you're gonna have one team out there, you have to have the other team's defense out there. It's that simple. Like 1 and 1.
So then the only option is you run it like college, and I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
that. One, you have to go 1 for 1. Like you can't say like, oh, this offense is going to go against this defense, and then like, oh, the Bills defense has to step up. All right, well, off. The Chiefs defense has to step up. They hadn't been able to stop them all night.
Yeah, and then just put them on the 25-yard line like you do in college football.
Make it to 45. Make it to 50. These dudes are faster, the bigger, stronger. They're better than college players. Put it at the 50.
True, put them at the 50.
Because the kickers are also better.
True, much better. I think the 25 is lit, though, because it's like they can score. I mean, it's hard to score from the 50 compared to the 25, but it's just like
gives you more
it's a shootout
though.
At that point. But either way, it doesn't matter. We'll go into it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I've seen a bunch of people say, "Oh, well, the defense has to step up." Well, you, the Chiefs' defense has to step up too. That's like,
yeah.
If it goes the opposite way, like Josh Allen even said, like we'd be celebrating right now, like if it went the other way.
Yep, because they were going to score on them too.
No, that's how it would have went. That's why the rule is dog shit.
Like I understand Pat Mahomes. I mean, Josh Allen played a great game, but but literally like he threw that last touchdown to Davis in the seam, and I understand. Like not talking about the one where he broke the dude's ankle. That's just an amazing route. But with the one where he threw it to take the game-winning possession, I mean the game-winning throw for him, like he stared it down. It was wide open. He knew it was open the whole time. Like the Chiefs just could not stop them. Like
no, that's what I'm saying though. Like you can't say, oh, the Bills' defense collapsed, and then say like, oh, the Chiefs got lucky. Like that because that is all that happened. It was a 50-50 coin flip.
Yeah, both defenses collapsed actually.
And again, in playoffs, in overtime, whoever wins the coin toss is 10-1. You cannot have a coin flip deciding 90% outcomes for games. Can't do it. I stand firm in that.
It's like 93%.
Yeah, I mean whatever 10-1 works out to out of 11.
10 out of 11 is 93%. That's crazy.
Like you can't have that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but again, this is a jaded Packers fan. Yeah, let's hop into the games. We'll just go chronologically unless someone else has something else to add.
Well, Cal's Corner is coming up when he joins.
Yeah, we'll circle back to it.
No, that was a great question, though. It is a really good question.
It's just something that was circulating the internet, and I was just curious what you guys had thought because we hadn't really talked about it. Yeah, so let's start with Cincy and Tennessee. Just a quick preface: all 4 games were on walk-off points. So
best weekend of football we've ever seen.
It was great. Well, Packers game fucking sucked. The 23 points.
But no matter what, it was still the best weekend of football we've ever seen.
It was competitive football. Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah, Cincinnati, Tennessee. I honestly thought this was going to be a little higher scoring, but Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times, which was a record. Derrick Henry still looked like Derrick Henry, but shout out to the Bengals defense. They played their best game they've played all year against the Titans, and Ryan Tannehill did not have a good season, and it came to fruition in the playoffs.
It's actually crazy, though, because I actually really thought the Titans were going to be an AFC Championship team lock with going into the season, because with the roster they have is freaking loaded.
And again, loaded. Their defense stepped up this year.
Yeah, their defense played well. Like they're loaded, man. And I honestly think maybe if like you have Derrick Henry all season, they probably have a better record than they already did. And also probably Tannehill is probably playing a lot better, a lot more confidence going into it. Like Julio and AJ Brown were in and out of the lineup all year long. Like impressive that they made the 1 seed doing that, but at the same time, like they're just they weren't a 1 seed team. Like they're not the best team in AFC. The best teams in AFC just played.
No, they just played. That was the AFC Championship.
That was the AFC Championship game.
The Bengals.
The Bengals beat
KC
the Chiefs in like week 15 or 16. So
they beat them recently, yeah, and it was
very recently,
and they beat them pretty handily.
Yeah, like the Chiefs had to try to make a comeback, and they almost pulled it off, but the Bengals won. It's gonna be fun, but. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Derrick Henry for honestly going through everything he did just to be able to come back and play in that game and scored a touchdown. Like, there's no doubt he's going to be back next year.
No, I mean, he's still an animal.
No doubt. Billy, funny comment is Billy said, I talked to him Sunday morning. He goes, I'm so glad the Titans lost because if we had to play them, he's like, just hearing that he had like a plate in his foot made me feel like he was Cyborg, and I'm just not ready for that. And I was like, yeah, bro.
To be fair, though, if the Bills and Bengals are in the AFC Championship game, Lake Erie actually has an alcohol by volume content at that point.
Dude, Erie would be a war zone. It's in the middle.
Yeah, I know. That's what Lake Erie,
though. It would be a war zone.
Lake Erie would just be like 90% vodka.
Oh, it'd be funny. No, it was a great game. It was a great game. Just Burrow didn't even play. I mean, Burrow played well for getting hit.
For getting sacked a record 9 times. The dude didn't lose his composure, and he kept it together.
He threw a pick that wasn't his. Well, no, did you hear they said, like what like Dan Orlovsky and everyone said? They're like, there's every quarterback in the NFL, if you hit them, they play worse, period. Like every quarterback.
No, they get jarred.
Yep, yeah. They get jarred. Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes, Wilson, they've all gotten like shook. But the only one that does not get shook is Joe Burrow. He stands up, throws again, gets hit, does it again, and does it again, and does it again. Yeah. Like he literally, like I mean, he kept standing in there and taking hits after hits, and had 9 sacks on him in one game. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, absolutely massive shout out to Joe Burrow for being able to do that. But for the love of God, you cannot do that against Kansas City. And I don't think Kansas City's front 4 is not nearly as good as Tennessee's. Tennessee had 3 of their 4 dudes with 8+ sacks on the year. Yeah, like I think it's an NFL record, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was 8 or 12 sacks. Like like 3 of their 4 players had,
which makes sense. That's definitely not very
insane.
Common.
Well, and it's non-talked about line. That's the crazy part. But like they have to do better against Kansas City. It is that simple. Like you cannot get hit even 5 or 6 times again because that's just it's not sustainable.
Yep.
All right. Anyone want to say anything more about that? I'm excited to see Cincy go, though. They're my team now. As we get to the next game.
Yeah, I was gonna root for Cincinnati, and then I saw a video on the internet today of Ben Roethlisberger getting carted off and Cincinnati throwing trash at him. So and
that's fair, but also Brittany Mahomes is dumping alcohol on an Alcoholics Anonymous section in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So.
That was really an AA section?
Yeah, they had it on the on the like Jumbotron earlier in the game. Like big shout out to Kansas City Alcoholics Anonymous for coming out and supporting our team and everything in section 120, and their suite is directly above section 120. She's a horrible human being.
I just thought people were just mad because she was celebrating. Like
no, below them was an Alcoholics Anonymous section. No, she sucks.
Yeah, that's awful.
So yeah, next game was Green Bay and San Francisco. First drive, I was like, okay, cool, they're gonna win by like 45. Second drive, same thought was gonna happen. Then Big Dog fumbled. Shout out to Fred Warner for a great punch out. And then the Packers just straight up forgot how to play football for 3 quarters. Kind of got it together in the 4th, but didn't matter. Aaron Jones at halftime made one of the biggest boneheaded moves I've ever seen. Instead of just running towards the pylon with like 20 seconds left and out of bounds to save clock, he ran into the safety, which makes no sense when they had no timeouts anyway. Rodgers played below average for what he's supposed to do. Yeah, the Packers just choked it away, really. Their defense this is the first time Aaron's ever lost in the playoffs where the other team didn't score 31 or more points. So it's just one of those things where it's like, every time I've ever talked about it, like, Aaron played well, the defense fucking let him down. This year, the offense played below average, but good enough to win in a game where the defense held a team to 6 offensive points, and our special teams, which has been an issue all year, gives up 10 points. With a blocked field goal at halftime because Aaron Jones' boneheaded move, and then a blocked punt in the 4th quarter because why not? Green Bay literally floundered their chance. I still believe Green Bay was the best all-around team other than special teams in the playoffs, and it just doesn't matter.
Well, they were the favorite. I mean, they were the favorite.
I know they were the favorite, but yeah, I think on 2 of the 3 sides of the ball, they were arguably in the top 3 of the teams left on offense and defense. And then their special teams was literally dead last, and that's what lost them the game. So a game where you hold an offensive team to 6 points, you lose. It's crazy. They didn't score an offensive touchdown. I hate the 49ers.
When you got anything?
Huh?
Do you have anything?
I mean, I really know if you want to go ahead. So you.
All right. So first thing is, yes, the Packers defense played definitely good enough to win that game. It's probably, like you said, the only time. It might be one of the only times in Rodgers' career that literally it's been one of those cases where the defense should have won the game and the offense didn't win the game.
No,
at the same time, they also special teams did give up a touchdown. and they did give up. Even if Aaron Jones gets pushed out of bounds, like say he gets pushed out of bounds, worst case scenario in that situation. Just the lack of execution on field goals was a problem all year long. Like no matter what, they would have scored 13 points, and that would have won them the game.
No, but okay. So what I'm talking about the Aaron Jones thing, not to cut you off, but what I'm talking about on that Aaron Jones thing, he tried to juke the safety by cutting back in instead of just. If he would have just kept sprinting towards the sideline and like towards the pylon, he would have gotten like 5 or 6 more yards, and maybe that changes the play call.
That's what I'm saying. Well, like I'm just saying, like no matter what, like say if it ends up being a field goal, like they still need to execute a field goal.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So like obviously all that. Rodgers definitely did not play his best, but he did not play horrible. I'm definitely like defending Rodgers because I didn't even know this, but a lot of people are hating on Rodgers for lack of playoff performance throughout his entire career, which is above just average
in all but 4 games.
Yeah, which is just not true. He's only hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 2 games in the playoffs in his career out of 23. Pretty good. He's 12-11 in the playoffs. Pretty good. If you look up other people, all-time greats, other than the dynasty of the Patriots, like they're all right around that number. 500. 500 is a good number in the playoffs. What I will say, and this is what I will say, multiple things about the Packers. One, we can sit here and we can talk about Rodgers and the players and everything. Matt LaFleur got outcoached, period.
Which isn't anything new. Like, he had never beaten the 49ers until week 3.
Yeah. Like, he got outcoached.
Shanahan outcoaches McVay all the time. He's 0-6. McVay's 0-6 against Shanahan.
Yeah. Like, he is superior at almost every position on the football field besides offensive line in that game. Like, they have better weapons. They have better quarterback play. Their defense, I think 49ers defense is probably overall better than the Packers. But I would say they're relatively equal. It's not like a huge advantage.
No, I was going to say, I would say go either way.
Equal, but I'm not going to say it's as big of an advantage as the offense has, the Packers on the 49ers. Correct. And it is, I understand, like, even though the punt and the field goal and all that stuff, still only scoring 7 points in the first drive and then not scoring really another point for the rest of the game is, they kicked another field goal, right? That was it.
Yeah.
They kicked another field goal. Like that to me is unacceptable for the team that you're putting out on the field at home.
No, as the MVP of the league, that's what I'm saying. Right. Like I still blame the special teams and Aaron are hand in hand at fault in this.
Yeah.
It's that
simple. And not only that, but you're also playing like a team like you played. It wasn't like you just played Green Bay when it was 20 degrees outside or 10 degrees. You played in the snow, the sleet. Like you have every advantage against the 49ers in that game, and you still come out as a loss. So like that's definitely crazy. And it's also the only thing I'm going to say about Rodgers, which I think is like, come on, bro. Like at some point, 13-3, 13-3, 13-4, and no Super Bowl appearance. I don't care about winning. Appearance to show for it. And the last 2, and also the only reason why I'm saying this because I looked this up. Last year's NFC Championship game was a good game. That was a 1-score game, and it was a good game all the way through. But in his playoff career in the NFC Championship, he's been outscored by 44 points. He's been shut out at half twice in the NFC Championship game. At some point, and I still think he's one of the greatest to ever play. It's no doubt in my mind. But at some point, it's like, bro, like, dude, like that's bad. That's bad. Like it's bad. There's no other way.
Again, on the third down on 2nd and 11, when he threw to Devontae Adams in double coverage, Allen Lazard ran a crosser 15 yards deep. It was a blown coverage. Was wide open. And it was a premeditated throw. He knew he was going to Devontae regardless and didn't read the defense at all because you pick that up and that's the game.
The safety snuck up like he was going to play in the middle and then ran straight.
Allen Lazard was wide open, 15 yards deep, converts that 2nd and 11. You don't get into 3rd and long, then you don't punt it, which gets blocked ultimately, and that's the game right there. Yeah. Aaron missing a very simple wide open throw to his number 2 is the game. That is how they lost this game. Now, there's a number of other things that could have occurred, but that's with 5 minutes left in the game. And if they convert that, more than likely the game is over. but he didn't. He wanted to throw it to Devontae because he doesn't, whether it's trust or whatever, or he was like, oh, Devontae's going to beat this dude. You had Al Nazard dead center of your vision, 15 yards deep for a first down, and you said, F it. Like, it's just, it's unacceptable.
Yep.
Honestly, these last 3 seasons for the Packers, for me, they remind me a little bit of, the Steelers when we had Ben Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Like, we were definitely the most talented. I don't know if the Packers are truly the most talented on offense, because the Buccaneers, when they had Antonio Brown, definitely might have been.
Well, the Buccaneers with God, I'm not going to say AD because he's not on the team, but with Godwin, Evans, and Gronk.
Like at the start of the season when everyone was healthy.
Howard,
they're the most talented.
Rojo.
The Rams, and honestly, right now, the way with Rams, I know Cam Akers fumbled twice, and we'll get into that, but the Rams on paper are arguably more talented right now too.
Yeah, no, again,
and they don't even
the Packers have a good running back tandem, a good quarterback, and a good receiver. All these other teams have those same things, but multiple good receivers.
Right, and tight ends.
So,
the Packers weren't playing with a starting tight end.
No, we lost Bob Tunyon to an ACL.
Yeah.
We had fucking DeGuara and Big Dog, who's 38 years old.
Yeah, he fumbled, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know. No, that's the reason they lost all momentum. They were going to score on that drive too. They were at the 30 when he fumbled.
Yeah.
At least
that's how I see it. I mean, we didn't make a Super Bowl appearance either. I think we went to the AFC Championship and lost to the Patriots, but that's I feel the same way. Underwhelming, especially, I mean, it's just 13-3, 13-3, 13-4. I mean, I don't know what our records were, probably 11-5, 12-4, 10-6 or something like that, but
it's just
it feels the same. It feels the same way.
Oh no,
you have people in their prime, like Antonio Brown and Devontae Adams can be absolutely compared, both number 1 wide receivers at the time. Arguably, there was definitely, like, Julio was up there with crazy amounts of yards, but still, I feel like it's really, really similar.
I know we have months, and there's going to be so much talk, but after just because of the way that game ended, I think that was the worst possible situation for the Packers to end their season. Not just because obviously the season's over, and they were definitely a team that, if they don't make the Super Bowl, should at least been in the NFC Championship game. I think that is the only way that Aaron Rodgers was to leave Green Bay. If he does, was the way that this just happened.
Which he already said today, which we're going to talk about in the offseason.
Oh, yeah, a ton.
But yeah, he already said today that he's going to have the decision by free agency. He's not going to. It would be disrespectful to the organization to draw it out and make a whole big fucking deal out of it.
But it could not have went
he's going to do it on Pat McAfee's podcast.
No, not the podcast, the show. He
didn't do it in person. Yeah, he didn't do it in person.
Correct.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, if the Packers had, like, if the Packers wanted to keep him, and like Rodgers wanted to say, the worst recipe for that not to happen was what happened.
Well, I mean, again, we'll see. I'm not going to speculate on it now because I honestly, truly don't.
I'm just saying that for everyone, though.
I'm saying that, like, whatever happens, happens.
I'm not just saying that about Rodgers. I'm talking about Adams. I'm talking about them being
Adams.
The
Adams
second
is
most
probably going to get tagged, but that's not for sure.
Yeah, but they're the second most team over the cap. They got a bunch of people they need to pay. It just could not have went worse. Like, it was just the worst case scenario.
They had to win the Super Bowl this year. That was it. That was literally
Yeah, but I think even an NFC Championship appearance at least is like, hey, like, listen, what are we doing? Like, what are we missing to not make it to the Super Bowl? Like, they at least had okay, like, that's when Rodgers was like, well, hey guys, if you would have drafted another receiver for me instead of Jordan Love, or hey, we need another linebacker, safety, whatever it may be in the draft that, like, can be that difference maker. Like, that can at least be decided. Like, right now, it's like they're at a crossroads now. Of, like,
I mean, I'm trying to think. They have.
If he decides quick, he's retiring, in my opinion.
No, he already said
Rodgers?
that. Yeah.
If Rodgers decides quickly, he's retiring.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't think Rodgers.
I'm like 99% sure that'll be the case.
We'll talk about all that. Let's just get to the games. We'll talk about all that in the offseason.
Yeah.
Or during the bye week in between Super Bowls, depending on what news is going on. Next game was LA and Tampa Bay. My butthole was clenched for this game because, again, LA got up 27-3.
So scripted. I don't even want to.
Tom Brady almost.
I 1,000,000,000% agree. Like,
so scripted. There's no way.
The NFL's already used that once. It's boring. It's boring.
No way an NFL center. There's no way an NFL center hasn't had a fumble snap all year long. They're up 27-3 and misinterprets the freaking snap count,
which is called in the huddle and told to everybody.
Bullshit. No way, man. Now I can understand a bad snap. I can understand Stafford muffs it, or even Cam Akers fumbling. You can't script that. But there's no freaking way that dude literally threw it 10 feet to the right of him on a snap that wasn't even on the right count.
It reminds me of a lot of Marquise Pouncey last year.
Dude, I'm telling you,
someone threw 25 feet over Ben's head.
Pouncey for the Browns' first touchdown of that game, defensive touchdown. They paid him. I'm telling you, I don't care what anyone tells me.
Marquise Pouncey almost made it through the uprights. That's how high it was.
That's what I'm saying. It was so scripted, man. I can't.
I agree. It's becoming more and more obvious. More and more obvious, and it's shutting me off of betting these games because something crazy is going to happen. Hey, but we're a podcast. I did have the Rams money line in a different parlay, but I think we had the Rams money line right in that podcast.
We were our podcast bet. We were the Bills money line away from winning that whole thing.
Yeah, if we were 3 or 4, I mean, we could have won hundreds of dollars.
It was like plus 2,600.
Yeah, I bet 25 to win 600 or 7. I think it was 700 actually.
Yeah, no, that was a thing. But I honestly the Rams are a complete team. They absolutely have to play 4 quarters of football against the Niners, though, because, again, they are 0-6 in their last 6 against the 49ers.
They're the one thing. Dude, listen, it's the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing. The 49ers were the absolute worst matchup the Packers could have got, and the 49ers are the worst. The Rams are the worst matchup they could have got is the 49ers.
The thing is,
they had a better chance.
The thing is, the 49ers, after watching the game, they weren't a bad matchup. They had negative 10 yards halfway through the second quarter.
Right.
The 49ers are not good. They rely on 2 players, and it's Debo and it's Elijah Mitchell. And both of them were shut down against the Packers. It was special teams, which is so infuriating.
Yeah, I know, but I still I'm still going to say the style of game they play is not.
It's not conducive, but the Packers were prepared for it, which is it's just so goddamn frustrating.
The Rams are not built for power. They are built for speed. They're going to beat teams like the Cardinals. They're going to beat teams like the Seattle. They're going to beat teams like the Chiefs, the Bills.
To be fair, I think Jimmy G's going to get his ass just dumped over.
Who?
Because I think Jimmy G's going to be on the ground even more than Burrow was. Dude,
Von
Miller and Donald
the Rams
got to
get up
well right now.
The Rams got to get up, though, because if the 49ers are up 10, they're going to run the ball with one of the best offensive lines in football. And it's going to just be I understand the Rams have probably the best firepower in the league. I mean, they literally scored a touchdown on the Bucks in literally 10 seconds with Cooper Kupp with 2 catches. So,
I mean, that was an incredible
field goal. Sorry, that game-winning field goal. But, I mean, it's just –
I loved every single second of that play.
Because I picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl, and I picked them to be there. This was my pick. I picked everything was all Rams this year.
I remember who I picked.
They got better, but they're not built for that. They're just not built to.
I honestly,
that's why they lose them every year.
Yeah, the Niners are bad.
The Rams were up 17-0, but again, the Rams were up 17-0 in the most recent game in Week 16 or 17, and lost because they can't keep their foot on the pedal. Yeah, that's not a 49ers are better than them. The Rams are.
No, the 49ers are not better than them. But Kyle Shanahan is a better coach, I think. And at least against them, in my opinion.
No, against the Rams, he is a better coach than McVay.
Yes,
now, barring just voodoo black magic bullshit, he does have his number.
If Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't play, the dude's record's 4-30.
Which makes no sense.
Makes no
Jimmy
sense,
G's
but
dog shit. I don't care what anybody says. He's injury prone and he's dog shit. He's a glorified Tua in a way better system.
You remember when he threw for 10 passes in 2019 Super Bowl or something like that?
No, it was against the Packers. He threw 9 times and they won.
9 times, yeah.
Because they ran for 300 yards with their running backs.
Yeah,
the Packers defense couldn't stop the run that year.
They were up 27-0 at halftime.
Mostert was playing the best running back in the league that year.
No, it makes no sense. He threw 9 times in a goddamn playoff game.
Yeah,
he's not good. If you have to have Jimmy G beat you, look at what the Packers just did. Jimmy G had to beat the Packers. They were shutting down the run game, and he had negative 10 passing yards in the second quarter.
Yeah. Evan, that was the year that that happened to Packers was 2019. They were down 27-0 at halftime.
Yeah, they ended up losing like 37-10.
Yeah, Mostert had like 4 rushing TDs that game. Like,
no, it was really
Mostert was
gross.
He was another level.
Yeah.
And then he's never been healthy since.
No, but yeah, kind of a crazy. I don't know how that game's gonna go. Fuck Tom Brady. I'm glad he lost. Screw him.
Yeah, I mean that is what it is. He's talking about retiring now. He's gonna go talk to the family.
I'm tired of the Tom Brady narrative. I'm just done.
It's old. It's played out.
Just retire. He goes down.
Listen, dude, and you know how bad it was. Do you know how bad it was during that game when people were like, "Can't count out Brady. Don't ever count out 12."
Yeah.
Like, bro, the dude didn't do shit. I listen. Threw a great ball to Mike Evans. Give him all the credit. That was a great ball. He burnt the.
He's guaranteed like 1 or 2. He's good enough to do that.
Burnt Jalen Ramsey. He hit the throw. Like, great throw. But yeah, let's give Tom Brady all the credit for 2 forced fumbles,
defensive
a terrible
turnovers.
snap. Yeah, and then and also that's not even counting Cam Akers in the second quarter, fumbling on his own 1 yard line, which they would have scored again, and that would have been 24-0 at halftime.
Yep.
Like 24-0 at halftime.
No, I hear you. All right, so yeah, Buffalo, Kansas City, arguably the game of the year. Definitely the game of the playoffs, barring the next 3 games.
Cass got a serious question. We've all watched a ton of football games and a ton of sporting events. I think that was a top 3 sporting event I ever watched in my life.
It was a top 3 football game, no doubt. Like, it's up there with the Kansas City and Rams game from 4 years ago.
Yeah, like this. I mean, they scored.
Yeah,
they scored 3 touchdowns in under 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes.
No, it was 2.
Was it 2 minutes?
It was 1 minute and 54 seconds.
3 touchdowns, and there was a touchdown field goal.
No. There were 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the difference was 3. Harrison Butker had to go out and kick the game-tying field goal.
Yeah, I thought it was touchdown, field goal. But
no,
yeah, either.
No, because Pat. I think it was, what was it? Pat scored. Josh scored. No, it would have been, yeah. It was 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah, because Pat Mahomes was up 3.
Yeah, Josh went down, scored.
Went down and scored.
Chiefs got the ball back with 1:54.
Scored a touchdown.
Then Josh went and scored a touchdown. There was 13 seconds left. Then they get him in field goal range.
Yep. I honestly think it's the best. I think it's the best football game I ever watched. And the only reason why I put it over a lot of them is because it was in the playoffs.
I mean, I think it was definitely the craziest 2 minutes of football I've ever watched.
Yeah. Tainted by overtime, which is just a shame, but here we are.
Yeah.
No, absolutely insane game. Yeah, I mean, it is soul-crushing for the Bills. I mean, again, I like, not for the Packers comparisons, but I literally watched Aaron throw 2 Hail Marys with 40 seconds left, go down, tie the ball game, just to lose the coin flip and have Larry Fitzgerald run 60 yards untouched down to, like, the 3-yard line, and then they score. Like,
yeah.
Like, I've seen this story before. It's so annoying. Like, the overtime rule needs changed. I don't care. But yeah, the Bills are fine, man. Josh is that dude. He also straight up trucked a human being in this one, like a couple times.
He broke his collarbone.
Josh broke his collarbone?
No. Josh Allen broke that safety's collarbone.
Oh yeah, the one that he ran over that was laying on the field. Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his collarbone.
No, he slaughtered that dude.
Yeah, it sucks that the Bills lost, but dude, they have Josh Allen is a top 3 quarterback, and they have him for years to come.
Well, depending on if Rodgers and Brady are both gone, which I'm not saying is likely, but there's a chance. I mean, yeah, it's right now Pat, Josh, and whoever the else you want to stick in there, honestly.
Burrow.
I'm not going to put either of them there yet. Like, I'd still probably say Russ, Deshaun if he ever plays again.
I don't know. I mean, Russ.
It's hard not to put Burrow, though, bro.
No. Burrow,
I think Burrow might be better than Russ right now.
That dude, just Burrow's only played like 24 games.
I think we got to give Russ an NA. He is not ranked because of his injury and everything.
Well, he also may not be a Seahawk, so who knows what situation he lands in. So
because like someone like where are we gonna rank like Matt Stafford? Like at this point, like Matt Stafford's got to be creeping up into that close to that top 5.
Yeah, he's like top 7.
Yeah.
You put him on a good team 1 year in his career, and he makes an NFC Championship game. I mean,
he has more wins than Detroit has in the last 50 years.
Right. And not only that, but freaking.
Also, fun fact about Detroit in 50 years: Patrick Mahomes has one more touchdown than Detroit has in the last 50 years in the playoffs. Since 1951, Patrick Mahomes has more touchdowns than the entire franchise of Detroit.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Okay. Makes sense.
Since 1950, which is hilarious.
Yeah, like it's
like genuinely people dog on Cleveland, but dude, like Detroit is just unfathomably bad.
They're probably the worst.
Like unfathomably bad.
I think people only pick on Cleveland because it's almost too easy to pick on the worst.
No, it is, and obviously recency bias the last 20 years has been a remarkable run of suck. So
yeah.
At least like the Lions did have Matt, and they were at least relevant over the last 20 years.
I think the Buffalo Bills, the only problem that they're going to run into is like their defense. Like I know like people want to say that was the best in the league, and like that's fine, but they're getting old. They're getting old. They like Micah Hyde's 32. Like Jordan Poyer's 30.
I think those two are going to be all right. It's their linebacking core that's my thing. They're going to get Tre'Davious White back. I think their front four needs to stay together or maybe get improved there. I think it's their linebacking core. I think their back end is fine though.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like I don't like they're going to have to continue to draft well and and hopefully like because I feel like Cole Beasley's done. Like I don't know if he'll play.
I mean Gabriel Davis is really good. He's young.
Oh my god, that route he ran.
That's actually really unfortunate that his performance isn't being talked about.
No, I mean
it's
an NFL record.
He broke an NFL record. Yeah,
4 touchdowns by a receiver.
He also didn't he break the record for most yards in a game too?
I don't know about that, but he did have like 240 some yards.
Yeah,
dude, that route he ran at the end of the game
was filthy. For his third touchdown, it was disgusting. No, what was it? Gabriel Davis had an amazing thing. They definitely need like Singletary by all accounts. Singletary came on when it mattered. He had like 6 touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns all year, and over the last like 3 games, he had 6 rushing touchdowns. So he got his shit together. They definitely need a running game though.
Just to give you a heads up, these are the most receiving yards in one playoff game. Eric Moulds, Anthony Carter, T.Y. Hilton, Reggie Wayne, Steve Smith, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Demaryius Thomas, Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis had 201.
Okay.
And Eric Moulds had the most
for 201.
at 240.
8 catches for 200.
Yeah, he's averaging like 15 yards a catch or 20 yards a catch.
Yep. And also just
and 4 touchdowns.
17 yards a catch.
Yeah, just really quick. Half of his catches were touchdowns.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp also broke the top 16 by 183. He got 183. So.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. The Bills are going to be fine, man. It's just one of those things where, unfortunately, rules kind of f*** you, and again, the Chiefs are a good team.
Kind of crazy that
if you're going to lose to a team, losing to them in the AFC is the only one you want to lose to, especially at home.
Yeah.
But what's not, in my opinion, is unacceptable is that you could not get a stop with the lead in under 2 minutes of game time 3 times.
I've seen it too many times. Trust me.
They let them go 40 yards in 13 seconds. That's unacceptable.
That was first off. Do you guys think that? When I'm watching that shit, it's like, what the
it's prevent defense. You don't
the
only thing
I
that
know it's prevent
defense prevents you from winning. That's it.
Yeah.
Play them like it matters. They have 3 timeouts. Guarding the sidelines does all. Play them straight up. You've been containing or at least hindering them. Put someone in their face. Don't play prevent defense. Don't stick your best players, which are 2 of your safeties, 55 yards down the field. It doesn't make sense.
In my personal opinion, they should have only rushed 2 and just had a bunch of people standing on the line of scrimmage and then a bunch of people in coverage.
No,
playing man and zone.
You can't let Tyreek Hill run free.
You can't let Kelsey run 32 yards in an inseam because you're guarding outside when they have 3 timeouts.
Yep.
The clock is going to get stopped regardless of where they catch it. They have 3 timeouts. It doesn't matter. You don't need to guard the sidelines. It was poor scheme more than anything.
It was a bad defensive possession to give up the touchdown to Tyreek Hill on a 60, 70-yard play. Bad possession to give up 13 seconds, 40 yards and 13 seconds for a game-tying field goal. And then it was a bad possession. They scored a touchdown in 4 plays.
Well, also the thing that's getting talked about, the thing that is getting talked about a little but not nearly as much as it should, is, dude, there's 13 seconds. All you got to do is a squib kick.
Yeah, that's what Josh.
That takes 5 to 6 seconds off. I know they were talking about it, but again, it's one of those things where it's very simple. Just
I'm okay with kicking it deep. Just don't kick it in the end zone, no matter what.
You got to take time off the clock when there's 13 seconds left. Like, it's that simple. Hi, Cal.
Yep.
What's up, homies?
Do you think that? I mean, I don't even think it's possible for them to. They'd have to run one play, and that would be it. I mean, if they had 9 seconds instead of 13.
No, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I personally think it sucks when you have a player like Josh Allen play as great as he did.
9 touchdowns, 780 yards in 2 games.
Did literally everything he freaking could.
Also is the second leading rusher in the playoffs right now with like 140.
Yeah, did literally everything he could for his defense to fail him 3 times.
Yep.
Like, I mean, 3 times. I mean, that's all. I mean, they failed 3 times in a row. Like, at the end of the day, I mean, how many times do we talk about, like, point differential, number 1 defense, like they, blah, 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 they beat up on the Jets, but, like, then they play against the Titans and they get ran over. Like, I mean, we saw it all year long. It just sucks because Josh Allen deserved to win that game.
No, he did.
So did Pat Mahomes, though, because, I mean, Pat Mahomes played lights out.
No, it was a good quarterback game, but that's Josh also Allen, why I'm saying change the goddamn overtime rules.
Josh Allen led 2 TD drives in under 4 minutes of game time.
Yeah.
Like, literally 2 TD drives. He threw a touchdown at, like, the 4-minute mark, and then he threw a touchdown at, like, the 30-second mark. Like
54. No, he got the ball at 54. He threw it at the 13-second mark.
That's what I'm saying.
It was by far one of the most roller coaster of emotions football game I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh no, the win probability is literally everyone's heart rate.
Yeah.
The win probability graph is hilarious in that game.
Yeah, the Bills had a 99.9% chance of winning with 13 seconds left when the ball was on their 25-yard line.
Literally, they had it twice. They had an above 95% chance of winning twice in the last 2 minutes of the game.
99.9 with 13 seconds left on their own 25-yard line, Chiefs, and they win.
Well, Chiefs tie it. They don't win on that, but yeah.
I'm saying they win the game. Is what I'm saying.
It's
no matter what, the probability for them to win was 99.9, and they lost.
Correct.
I just can't. That's what I take away from it, because that's just like I understand the overtime rules like hinders someone like Josh Allen from having a chance to tie the game, but personally, you just can't give up. I mean, they gave up 17 points in a matter of 4 minutes of game time.
No, I just stand. My point is more along the lines of make both defenses play too. Like, you can't stick one defense out there and then say, "Oh, this one's better." Like, they didn't see the fucking field.
Like, literally, Pat Mahomes threw for 183 yards after the 2-minute warning.
In 2 minutes, inside of 2 minutes, yes.
That's unacceptable. Like, there's just no other way to look at it. It's unacceptable. Like, that should never happen in any game. I don't care if you're up 41 points and you're just playing prevent defense. Your team should not give up 183 passing yards in under 2 minutes. It shouldn't happen.
No, we're all in agreement there.
Yeah, it's just crazy. That's just
all right. Well, let's go talk about this game. Let's talk about the championship round. Yeah, we good with that?
Daddy.
All right. So the first game is actually Kansas City and Cincy, which I'm more intrigued for because I think it's going to be a better game than the other game. So yeah, this is the first one up. It's in Kansas City. Currently, Kansas City is 7-point favorites, which I am just telling you guys a bet right now. I am taking the Bengals +7 all day. The Bengals just won by like 14, so give me the Bengals. I understand it's in Arrowhead. The other one wasn't, but give me the Bengals +7 for sure. I think
it's going to be a close game.
It's a 3 or 4 point game. I don't see it being 7 points. Like, I don't think because again, barring Cincinnati's line completely collapsing like it did against Tennessee, which I don't think it should, the Bengals should be able to compete firepower-wise. I mean, they have 3 really good receivers. Uzama's a good enough tight end, and Joe Mixon is a stud running back. Like, I think the Bengals can compete with them. I do. So
yeah, I still like I love the Bengals. The story and everything behind it, I still just think the Chiefs are too much, and I think they're going to win the game.
No, I think Chiefs win, but 7's too many points.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be a game-winning field goal again. It's going to be one of those. Going to kick a game.
Let me ask you guys this: so the score.
Because it's rigged.
The score of the game before was 34-31. Burrow went 30 of 39, 446, and 4 tutties.
I was gonna say I think the Chiefs scored a couple of last minute touchdowns. I could be wrong though.
Yeah. Like
No, that was the game. No, that was the game where the Chiefs were up 7. They were up 2 scores twice, and the Bengals came back and won.
Was it?
They were up.
Yeah,
yes, the Bengals went.
Because it went like this. I got the score.
Yeah.
It went
They were up. The Chiefs blew a 2 possession lead twice.
Not twice, once, because it was 14-7, 14-10. So at half it was 28-17. So 2 scores. And then it was 0, and then it was 24-28 Chiefs after the third quarter because they didn't score a point in the third quarter. And then they scored a field goal in the fourth quarter to score 31, and the Bengals scored 10 to score 34. So the Bengals came back with only giving up 3 points.
I'm confusing this with a different Bengals game then.
You're definitely
They beat the Raiders by 2 scores.
Might have been that one then.
But either way, I mean,
yeah, that game they came back and won. Burrow showed out in the second half.
Yeah, he almost threw for 504 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think in back-to-back. Yeah, I might be thinking of the other game then because he had in 2 week span he had like 900 yards.
It was like the only game that the Chiefs allowed over like 20 points in the last 8 games. I'm pretty sure it was like one of the only games that they allowed
that spread. -7 is a terrible spread for that game. Terrible. Because I could see the Bengals covering 7, and I can see.
Well, no, I could definitely see. The thing is, I could definitely see this being a game where the Chiefs cover 7 by being up 3 points and then getting like a final like touchdown to put the nail in the coffin, and they win by 10. You're like, son of a bitch, but it wasn't a 10-point game the entire time. Yeah. It definitely can be one of those games, or it could be up close and personal. And hey, people have been counting out the Bengals all year long. They could win this game.
Also, shout out to Evan McPherson. That dude is money other than in the Packers game when him and Crosby missed 4 field goals each.
You guys remember the viral video of
him kicking the cap?
That was him. I didn't know that. I didn't know that previously before that.
Yeah, dude's money. Like, genuinely really good.
I mean, like, when it comes to – I don't know, man. It's just such a tough – like, I think the Chiefs are going to win just because it's the Chiefs at home. Like
Chiefs at home, they've been here 4 consecutive times now. Yeah. It's the Chiefs have the experience.
But then again, bro, there ain't no one cooler. There's no one cooler than
Joe Cool literally could walk out with a cigarette in his mouth and smoking would rise.
He went into freaking Alabama. He went into the Georgia Dome and beat Georgia.
Didn't just beat.
Killed them.
He smacked the shit out of them.
In their home turf, in one of the toughest games you could play, and it didn't even matter. It didn't even phase him. Dude just smoked. Dude knows he should have did it. Knows he should be there. Knows that that's what he should be doing with his life, and wins games.
I genuinely do hate the one comparison though, but like it's so true. Joe Burrow is what Baker Mayfield thinks Baker Mayfield is.
That's very true.
I hate it, but it's so true, man.
Yeah, he thinks he's that calm, cool, and like swaggy.
Yeah,
no,
like
bro.
Baker Mayfield thinks he's Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow is actually.
You can almost say the same thing about Lamar too.
Like
there's 3 or 4 white dudes in sports that are just way too swaggy and like you respect it, and he's one of them.
No, Joe is that dude.
It's like Tyler Hero, him, like I can name 2 other ones at most.
Hey, shout out to Jimmer. Last year is when he dropped that 78-point game. Mm-hmm. 1 year to the day.
Mm-hmm. We're not gonna bring up Jimmer Fredette as a swaggy mofo white dude.
No, we're not.
We're talking about
JJ Redick though.
Jack Harlow. We can stick Jack Harlow in
JJ
there.
Redick.
Yes, Jack Harlow. He's 100%.
No, JJ Redick. JJ Redick.
Back in the day, maybe.
Reddick's not swaggy at all, Cal. He's a prep white kid. What are you talking about,
dude? He's tatted to neck to toe. He is literally part of.
JJ Redick is not a swaggy kid by any means.
He might have the permission to say the N-word.
We're not even going to touch that one.
They might allow him. His teammates remember, hey, you're the
Joey B might.
Tyler Hero has more swag in his left foot.
Joey has the card.
JJ Redick has in his right.
Honestly, if Joe Burrow wins this game, he absolutely gets the card, though.
Oh, my God.
From Jamar Chase.
Dude,
if he takes the Bengals to a Super Bowl in his second season,
if there's anybody in the NFL, listen,
49ers Super Bowl, I will freak out. I will freak out.
Listen, I will say this, and I truly mean it. I don't think there's another quarterback in the NFL that could take the Bengals to the Super Bowl.
Who would be the favorite? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If the Bengals make the Super Bowl and the 49ers make the Super Bowl, who's the favorite?
Bengals.
Probably the Bengals because of the offense.
49ers. I think 49ers will be. Money will be
but
on the
not how much? Like
well, okay,
2 points?
Cade, so to your point right now, so percentage of bets wise, because I have this shit pulled up again, 35% of the bets are only on the Bengals, whereas 82% of the money is on the Bengals. So the public is betting the Chiefs for obvious reason, but people that are smart are betting the shit out of the Bengals +7.
Bengals. Yeah.
Oh, that's a loser. Changing my podcast bet.
What? Dude, I'm taking Bengals +7 just on the fact that
Vegas won't be able to operate if they lose 82% of the money.
But no. Only 35% of total people betting on the out of 100%, only 35% of people are betting on the Bengals.
Bigger bets are being made on the Bengals.
Exactly, Cade.
That's what he means.
Which means smart money is on the Bengals.
Yeah, like mattress mattress Jerry. Or that mattress dude, that the mattress guy for the Astros that goes and puts down like $3 million for them to win the World Series and the playoffs. That's the type of money that the people are putting on the Bengals.
Yeah, no, there's 65% of the tickets on the Chiefs -7, which means there's literally $5 and $6 bets coming in. They only have 18% of the money, which means the Bengals are getting the smart money.
Yep. What I was gonna say, do you guys really think there's any other quarterback that could take the Bengals to the Super Bowl other than Joey Burrow? I think everyone else would just be like.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not meaning by ability, because obviously he's not the best quarterback in the league. I'm saying who he is, how he acts as a leader, as a player, as a person who's leading a franchise. I don't know if anyone else has that kind of attitude, that kind of mindset.
Josh Allen could.
Yeah,
I think they're probably 3 for me. Rodgers,
Josh,
Mahomes.
Okay, I'm not gonna say Rodgers because I think Rodgers is almost too cool for the moments.
I think Mahomes.
Rodgers couldn't because their line's dog shit. You saw
Mahomes.
the line crumbled a little bit.
I'm saying I think Rodgers is one of those guys that's he's above things. So I don't think he would be locked in.
No, Kate, I'm agreeing. Rodgers is not taking that Bengals team to the playoffs.
Playoffs,
let alone the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Mahomes would. Mahomes
and Allen. Rodgers wouldn't make the playoffs.
Sure.
That offensive line is dog shit, and Rodgers is not mobile anymore, man.
Well, no, Rodgers is gonna check the out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think they even get to
after his 9th sack. He's probably just tagging Jordan Love in.
Yeah, I honest to God am telling you right now. He's not putting up with that. I don't think he takes them to the playoffs.
Yeah, dude, if the only knock you could come up with Rodgers.
I know Ty's gonna hate this, but I think Russell Wilson could.
Russ probably could. He's younger and athletic. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that mindset. He's got that
I fucking hate
I'm
Mr.
gonna do
Unlimited in that whole
I know, but I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this team there.
Listen, the only reason why I say this is because how many quarterbacks has gone through the valleys and the peaks that he has gone through in such a short amount of time and then still win games like this? I don't know any. He was a 3rd-string quarterback. Got told he was a D3 quarterback by Urban Meyer, right? Transfers to LSU. LSU was dog shit. Next year wins a national championship.
Not just wins a national natty.
Has the best season.
Has the best statistical season
of all
ever.
Time. Of all time.
6,300 yards.
Yep.
In the season.
Number one pick.
It would have been a walkthrough rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt.
Yep. Turns around, tears his ACL.
Herbert did have a good issue though.
Yep. Never comes back the next year. Doesn't even skip a beat. Wins the division when they were projected to only have 4 wins. Right? Wins the division. Wins 2 playoff games when they were underdogs in both. And now they're playing that. I'm saying if he makes the Super Bowl, I don't know if any other quarterback could go through everything he just went through and make the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying.
Also, shout out to Coach O. He understands him, too.
Well, no. Shout out to Urban Meyer, who has a scouting report.
Cut him. No, I'm saying for being able to understand and actually take plays from Coach O.
Yeah. He literally called Joe Burrow a D3 quarterback.
Yeah, I know. But he also called his entire coaching staff losers, so.
D3.
He's the biggest piece of shit.
No, he sucks. He has a family of 5 and fingered an 18-year-old's ass. Come on.
Dude, I just
in a chop house that he owns.
We call her daddy now?
Stop.
What I will say is what I mean by this when I'm talking about Joey Burrow. The legend of Joey Burrow is different than any other young player we've probably ever seen.
Oh no, it's wild because again, I thought. Hands up, I honestly to God thought Joe Burrow was going to be a bust because one, Bengals, two, I thought maybe overhyped because system that he's in LSU.
Everyone said that too, that he was not going to do well with the Bengals in his first full season.
I said it when they drafted him that I was afraid because simply of what they had coming because they already had a decent wide receiver core before even they got Jamar Chase. And they had Joe Mixon, who was solid.
Yeah, how stupid. I think we all sat here and roasted the Bengals for drafting Jamar Chase.
But this offseason, they absolutely need to address the line. We all agree on that, though.
Yeah, for sure. But we all said,
getting Jamar Chase does make up for it, though.
They need to do what the
Chiefs did. You guys are idiots. Why would you guys get drafted a lineman to help him? And then they draft Jamar Chase, and he has one of the best rookie seasons of all time.
No,
they need to
the best in Bengals, and I think like second all-time rookie.
They need to
behind
do
Justin Jefferson?
what the Chiefs did.
No, he did beat JJ.
Did he?
Yeah.
But they need to do what the Chiefs did for last year into this year with the offensive line.
Yeah.
They imploded it. They saw that that's the only plunder they have on that team is the offensive line, and that Super Bowl, and it got exposed immensely. And
well, they were also hurt. They also had two down.
Yeah, I know, but still exposed. Next man up. You gotta have. Next man up. You gotta have people there. It is what it is. But then they went out and did it, and now Mahomes doesn't get sacked nearly the amount of times as he did last year, and is back to full form and is an absolute demon.
All right, so let's get game picks for this game then. Who are we choosing? Not lines. I want picks of the game.
I think we all are on the Chiefs.
In the cities.
I think it's Chiefs Rams.
Chiefs Rams, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs Niners.
I'm going. What I want is Bengals Rams, but what I'm probably going to get is Chiefs 49ers. So I'm going Chiefs 49ers because I hope I'm jinxing myself.
I think it's Matt Stafford's. I think it's Matt Stafford's time.
I don't know if it's Stafford or not. I think it's coaching.
Nah, bro.
They're both good coaches going up against each other.
Yeah,
McVay's been there. Shanahan's been there.
McVay's 0-6 against Shanahan in the last 6, dude.
Yes, but sometime there's got to be some point someone gets over the hump.
Listen, Matt Stafford's been balling this playoffs. These 2 games.
He's
and Josh Allen was even better in his out. It can happen.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, but my opinion, the Rams defense is better than the Bills, and I also think the Rams have significantly better playmakers too, across the whole team.
I was going to say I'm taking Diggs over Cup.
That's fine. I would too, but I'm also taking nobody else from the entire Bills roster over anybody else on offense. I'm taking Sony Michel before I take.
We got Cam Akers.
Yeah,
back.
Yeah,
and you got Odell, who's actually
Depends 1 by 3, bud.
What?
Depends 1 by 3 for you.
Yeah.
Odell also is back to being Odell on a team that actually passes the football.
Yeah.
So that's also
and who's also not even remotely near the focus.
Yeah,
you have 100%. To worry about Cooper first. The Bucks just found that out firsthand.
Yep.
Odell, I did see though, in that in his first 9 games, he has what was it, Cal? It was 44 catches for 800 or 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. Dude, he's gonna re-sign and they're gonna be nasty again. He's gonna be good.
I don't know if he'll be able to re-sign, dude. You got to remember he's on a vet minimum for $750,000.
Who
are they getting rid of?
In LA,
Robert Woods. I would get Robert Woods for this OBJ.
Yeah, for sure. In LA though, bro, he's where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go that he's gonna be happier? He's in LA. He's gonna get a decent contract.
Chargers.
He's already made a boatload of money. He's gonna get a ton of. I mean, he could go to the Chargers. That'd be fine.
Mike Williams, and
Devontae
Keenan Allen
Adams is going there.
Mike Williams is gone.
Devontae Adams is going there, and Herbert.
Yeah,
Herbert's gonna.
He's gone.
Devontae Adams is going there, and it's gonna be Herbert and Keenan Allen together.
Wide receiver 1 money, bro.
So if Adams goes anywhere, he's gonna be going to the Raiders because Derek Carr was his college quarterback.
But just imagine Allen, Devontae Adams with Herbert.
Yeah, no, it'd be the two best route runners in the league.
It'd be wild.
Again, we're saving speculation for later, Cal.
Who runs the ball? Not the Chargers. Don't need to.
No, they have no reason to.
But they still have what's his face, Austin Eckler. So
Eckler is also an animal.
Are we gonna go into bets? Or are we kind of moving on then?
I mean, we can't. Well, no, I wanted to talk about other sports really quick.
Okay, before we leave that, can I ask you guys a question that Cal and I asked you about football because this is football related?
Sure.
I sat and Cal and I talked about this for probably 30 to 40 minutes. Yes, we did, Cal. Where do you guys put Cooper Kupp and your wide receivers right now?
Remaining in the 4 teams?
No. The question is if you're starting a team, what position, like what number would he rank in for you for wide receivers in the league?
Yeah.
Like
injured and non-injured wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like counting injured wide receivers as well.
Full strength, someone like D-Hop is like fully healthy, ready to go.
I said he's like 16 for me.
I was gonna say he's outside of my he's outside of my top 10. I would say probably 12 or 13.
Because I'm taking guys that can win on the outside rather than someone who can win on the inside every single time.
I made the joke. This might be racist, but like I'm taking people that are just better all-around football players than him. Like I'm probably putting Debo above him, realistically.
Yeah, that was one that was one that
I'm definitely putting Justin Jefferson. I'm putting Devontae. I'm putting Hop. I'm putting Allen. I'm putting I can run through a list.
Okay, this is what we all know the people that are like the core like 7 or 8. Like obviously Tyreek Hill. We're putting all those guys. But, like, what about, like, Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson just had a 400-yard season, dude. He fell off hard.
Yeah.
But again, I'm taking Kupp before Allen Robinson, yeah.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, though, is Allen Robinson doesn't play for Justin Fields. And
let's say this, Ty.
Allen Robinson's a dog.
Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely is.
Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. They don't have Devontae Adams, and you have to start a wide receiving core. Would you take Cooper Kupp or Allen Robinson?
We'll go with the
starting a wide receiver.
Look, Allen Robinson could have came and played for us and said, no, I want to play with Mitch Trubisky. So his decision making clearly isn't that good. Give me Cooper Kupp, who's a hard worker. Cooper Kupp has an insanely high IQ, football IQ. That's part of the reason why he's like in my top 12, 13. No, it's not. He has he knows the offense, you ass.
That was the question. Like you're starting a wide receiver core. Who would you rather start with and rank them? And that's where I put like him like 14, 15. Like there's guys like yes, Jamar Chase is very good, but would you take Cooper Kupp over 1 year Jamar Chase? It's hard to say. I'd probably take Cooper Kupp because he's made it more.
I took Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle out of the situation.
Waddle definitely isn't there, but Chase could make an argument.
Chase could make an argument. That's for sure.
Okay, you know who I'm taking number 2 on if I could just go down and I'm picking the second one that goes off the board. And he goes Devontae Adams, and then it's Justin Jefferson. And I don't care what
Justin Jefferson
says.
my number 2 too.
Then D-Hop. I think we agree on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
A fully healthy D-Hop.
In my opinion.
Again, Keenan Allen's higher in my rankings than most people's because the dude is a
I'm the same way. Keenan Allen's the most
he's old though, ain't he?
in the NFL.
No, he's like 28, 29,
yeah, he's like 30 max.
Yeah, he's not even 30.
Really?
I have a really hot take.
I fucking love Keenan Allen.
I do too.
Because I'm gonna say this because I think it's you have to look at it from a perspective. If Justin Jefferson played with the elite
29.
quarterback status like Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill and like some others played with, I think Justin Jefferson would be the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I mean,
that's my personal opinion.
It's something we'll have to see.
Because there's a very good chance it could happen.
I'm saying if you were to swap Adams and Adams and Justin Jefferson, I think he would put up the same numbers, which would make him the best wide receiver in the NFL. That's what I'm saying.
No, and again,
yeah, I don't think you'd be upset having the Jet on your team.
Well, no, I wouldn't. The other thing is, Kate. The other big thing here is you're talking about receivers that are on winning teams. The Vikings haven't made the playoffs in 2 straight years.
Yeah.
It's
since they had him. Is that a coincidence?
It's tough to be in that conversation of like top receiver, even if you have the numbers when your team is losing. It's just like any other sport, really. I mean, you can have all the numbers in the world, but if your team isn't winning, it doesn't mean at all. So
I don't think that applies to a wide receiver in any way, shape, or form.
No. Look, we all agree JJ is a stud.
No,
Like,
but I'm
we know
saying
that,
like
but-
it's not.
Yeah, I don't think that applies really at all either. To be
I don't
honest.
think. I think I'm saying
I
like
do.
that. Like I feel like that. Like the only position in football that has that can even have anything to do with a win-loss record is quarterback. That's it.
Quarterback, yeah.
That's it. Like wide receiver. Like what do you want? Like what do you want Allen Robinson to do? I know he
I
didn't have a
think
good
the
year.
whole. I think.
But
He
there's
can't throw the
no
ball. He
holder-
definitely can't throw the ball himself.
quarterback on his team. He's
I think-
dependent on who's throwing him the football. Period.
Yeah.
I feel like the holder would have words with you, kid.
The holder?
Yeah, a holder in the NFL.
Yeah.
Why? What's that?
He
Kickers
said
kickers
that-
also definitely decide win and losses.
You said the only position in. I was making a joke. You said
No,
the only
I'm
position
saying
in
the
sport.
only position that I think can use wins and losses as like a plus minus as
Yeah.
for a position in football is
And I was making a joke of
Kicker.
the holder
I
would
agree.
have a.
It is
Yeah.
definitely kicker. Yeah. We're all in agreement here.
but I
Won
think
3
I
of the
do-
4 divisional games.
Yep.
Shout out to kickers.
Yep.
Pieces of shit.
who have been awful all year in the league for the entire season, but hit 3 clutch kicks to win.
I mean,
The only one I
respect
like is
to
McPherson.
respect to.
They've all been bad. The
Was
entire
that-
league of kicking's been bad other than Justin
Was
Tucker.
it the kicker?
And
Was
Jake
it the
Elliott.
kicker
No,
for the 49ers that was injured? Which one was injured?
Nah,
What?
Gold's
Boswell was
injured.
not bad.
Gold's not injured. Gold's
Yeah.
Which one was injured going into the weekend and he got hurt and he was still kicking it?
that was the Rams.
Matt
Matt
Gay.
Gay.
Matt Gay, yeah, because he missed that 47-yarder. He came up short.
Yeah,
Yes.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "You can't be short on a 47-yard field goal."
I
It's
was
like,
like, yeah, the dude's hurt.
yes, you can.
Yeah, dude's hurt.
Yeah, he was banged up, but that's why everyone said the fix was in. Because
That was
his
wild.
career long's like 56.
That was that game.
Yeah,
that was wild.
there was
what
no
was it?
win in
Nick
Tampa.
Folk for the Patriots earlier in the year. He was hurt too, and he left a 45-yard field goal short. So it's happened already before the season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, yeah. Really quick, just some other sports stuff.
Yeah, the Celtics are up 50
The
on the
MLB Hall of Fame is a complete joke. Cal, I know you tweeted about it already, but yeah, Alex Rodriguez, Robert Clemens, or whatever the
Roger.
Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, and I think it was Manny didn't make the Hall of Fame. But David Ortiz, who also had hot tests come back and has shown up positive for PEDs, made it first ballot when Roger and Barry are now eliminated.
And Pete Rose has already been.
Pete
in
Rose,
that. He's already
yeah.
been past that.
No, so
Yeah.
real quick, the all-time hits leader, the all-time home run leader, and the all-time winner of Cy Youngs, all 3 of those dudes are not in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
The
The only
MLB
one.
is the biggest joke.
The
There's a
only
reason
one
don't
that
watch it.
the only one I
Facts.
kind of am okay with out of those 3 is Roger Clement is
Yep.
the only one.
Comments?
Because being a hitter, you still, even if you're on steroids, have to see the ball and
gotta
have to
connect
get
with the
back on the
motherfucker.
ball. You have to, no matter what. You have to.
He was
Like,
one of the
there's
best players in the league before he got the roids. He was.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Barry was
Before-
a generational talent and then just got
He
better.
was the steals leader in like 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
For the Pirates, he was stealing bases.
Yes.
Like he was the best center fielder in the MLB. Well, not best. Ken Griffey Jr. was playing at the time, but
Yeah.
that he was one of
He's
the
in that
best centers.
conversation.
Yes, center fielders in the MLB, and then he doubled in size, almost tripled, and
In
started
an
just hitting
offseason.
home runs. 50 to 60 a year. I mean, crazy.
Did he not hit 70 one year? I'm pretty sure he did.
72.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, on
He was
average,
the most. He was the most, in my opinion.
Him and Mark
I had the
McGuire and
most
Sosa,
fun.
those 3.
I had the most fun watching Barry Bonds play as a Giant, hitting the balls into the water
yeah.
and racking up the tally to passing Hank Aaron. I mean, how do you not put him in the Hall of Fame? There's got to be some
It's-
type of
The
David Ortiz,
reason,
like
the reason is that baseball. People could say stuff about golf, but baseball is the most pretentious sport in
No, it's horrible.
all of sports.
It's
It's
full.
horrible.
It's still full of old whites. Like
it's
it's the
terrible.
most
Like you remember the last year about running up the Manny Machado?
No, it was
Am I
you're
saying that
talking
right?
about Tatis.
Yes, Tatis. Same team, I think, right?
Fernando Tatis hit a home run when they were up.
Hit a
by,
home
like,
run, and
7.
then everyone went crazy when it was like 11-3. He hit a grand slam to make it 14-3.
Yeah, what do you want
Everyone
him to bunt?
freaking shit their pants. And
What do you want him to bunt?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, play the game until
there were still 2 innings left, and we've seen bigger turnarounds in baseball history. Like, it's not out of the ordinary.
Okay, pull Tatis.
So bad.
Pull Tatis, yeah, great.
Terrible.
Pull him. But these guys are MLB pros. Anyone can step up there and hit a grand slam.
Literally anybody. They're all there for a
hit a grand slam. Yeah, they're there for a reason. Literally, so him hitting one, don't let the pitcher, don't throw it there.
Exactly.
Yeah, just don't throw a meatball.
Trainer supposed to just strike out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But okay,
we don't get paid to do that.
Yeah, the MLB is a joke. It's full of old whites that don't know, like, they have no grasp of reality, clearly. Again, I just named 3 all-time leaders in individual categories that are not in the Hall of Fame. That's not preserving history. That's not, enhancing the game. Like, these dudes are representations of your game. Are there potentially, things you can say bad? Sure. But you just let in David Ortiz on a first ballot who also tested positive for PEDs numerous times in his career.
And honestly, I'd be...
Yes,
one second, Cade. I'd be fine with, hey, we're going to keep cheaters out of the Hall of Fame. I'd be fine with that. But if they let in Ortiz, now there's no logic behind it.
Why is Alex Rodriguez
Were they technically cheaters, though? That's the thing. Were they technically cheaters? Because
it wasn't illegal when they did it.
It wasn't illegal during the
time. Well, then, if it wasn't illegal when they did it, then yeah, they should be. And
it's
absolutely.
Just like, dude, so everyone from the 1970s and 80s were all on methamphetamines and speed and, like, just doing a ton of coke and, like...
What a time to be alive.
Cocaine during innings and shit?
Yeah. Again, there is a perfect game pitched on acid by a Pirates pitcher.
Yeah, for the Pirates.
Yeah, Doc...
Don't remember his name. I don't know who you're talking about.
Redmond.
Yeah. But regardless, like, do you understand? Like, it's just part of the goddamn sport at this point.
When you think about it, listen, you can go down through every single sports, every single league. The greatest of all times have baggage. Look at Michael Jordan. They talk about his gambling issues. Is it the reason why his dad was killed? Look at LeBron James. He cheats on his wife.
Well, LeBron doesn't have much baggage, but Tiger Woods definitely does.
Tiger Woods.
Tom Brady.
I was getting
Tom Brady. Spygate. How many gates does he have? He has more gates than the freaking backyard.
Yeah, he was in federal court for cheating. For cheating in federal court and lost.
Deflategate.
Was suspended. Like, they're like, literally, you go down through. I mean, I don't know if Wayne Gretzky ever had anything, on his side. I don't know enough about him and his story, but I mean, he might have had something. You don't know. He might have slapped up his wife once.
They all do.
Look at OJ.
The point being, I think, OJ's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The point being, it's a joke, and it's an absolute shame. Regardless of your thoughts on Barry Bonds, like, the dude was transformative for the game, and that has to be taken into account. Regardless of everything that went along with it, the man was a generational talent that ended up...
They are the reason there's steroid testing. That's really
changing the game.
That's turning the tide.
Him, Sosa, and McGuire changed the game of baseball for a hot second in the early 2000s. Like, they did.
You guys ready for this?
Oh, by the way, Kurt Schilling didn't get in this time either.
That's the other guy I was thinking of, yeah.
He didn't cheat, did he?
No.
So, listen.
I mean, all pitchers cheat with the pine tar and stuff.
Go ahead, Cade.
7 MVPs, 8 gold gloves, all-time home run king, the only player to have 500 home runs and 500 stolen bases, 4 seasons with an on-base percentage of over .500, 14-time All-Star, intentionally walked 212 times in a season, record by 70+ walks.
212 times in a season.
He's the best baseball player I've ever watched.
Yes.
Sure.
And
by far.
He's the GOAT.
Was never suspended for taking steroids.
Exactly.
But he needs to be in.
But he's not. His window is officially up.
Baseball's dog shit. And
it is.
You can't.
Again, guys, Pete Rose he's the all-time hit leader.
The Pirates suck, but
all because he gambled. Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame because he gambled.
Something that is legal now.
Like,
you can't gamble. It's not legal to gamble on.
We gambled on a game.
Playing in.
The
game he was playing in. He
was playing in it. Yeah, that's kind of like a very big
but he gambled on his team. It wasn't against the other team.
Yeah, he didn't throw. He didn't throw it.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, dude, I respect the hell out of that.
Listen,
Holy shit!
There were stories of what was it? It's not the White Sox, but it was called the Black Sox. Didn't they throw a game?
There was the there was the Black Sox. So no, it wasn't the Black Sox. It was back with Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, they threw World Series.
I can't remember the Black Sox, but they did throw a World Series. They did.
Okay, but Kate,
I bet
you know as well as
in the Hall of
anybody, the NBA in the early 2000s and late 90s was rigged. Like, refs have openly said, like, no, we called more fouls on teams we bet against. Like,
yeah, the Kings-Lakers game goes down as the most rigged series of all time.
Dog, like, this shit
Lakers
is
went on and
everywhere.
won their first
And you mean to
title.
tell me the all-time hit leader in the MLB is kept out of the Hall of Fame because he bet on a game? It's infuriating.
Trash.
And now you're keeping arguably the greatest baseball player of all time in Barry Bonds out because of potential steroids.
I was wondering if he dies, does he get revamped into can he get voted in again?
I don't
when
think
he
so.
dies?
I think it's done. Unless they change the rules.
I don't know.
I think they should change the rules because it's bullshit.
It's insane. I don't this is literally not putting Tom Brady in the Football Hall of Fame or putting Michael Jordan because of some baggage in the NBA Hall of Fame. It doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Like,
Next.
don't put LeBron in the NBA Hall of Fame because of the China debacle. Like,
and he
it
cheated
doesn't
on his wife.
make sense. It's crazy people shit.
Yeah, don't put Tiger Woods in the Hall of Fame.
No, because he has a ton of shit going on.
Oh hell yeah!
Cheated on his wife, drug
More-
addiction,
arguably
crashed a car.
more than any athlete that I know. That's the best of their.
Yeah, more than any all-time great. More than any all-time great.
For sure. And it's so sad. It's in our sport too.
To be fair, if Michael Jordan did get his dad killed via gambling, then that's close.
Yeah. But that's a legend.
He got his dad killed.
That is allegedly.
Like is Michael Jordan. I don't really know that. I know the story, but are you saying that Michael Jordan is responsible for getting his dad killed?
That is a.
They say it's conspiracy because of his gambling issues. They killed him because he owed money.
Yeah, that bookies basically came and killed his dad because he couldn't pay up.
Which is just
my god.
Michael Jordan had more money than anyone in sports history.
But we also know he liked to bet a shitload of money even on simple golf games with Scottie Pippen.
Dude, like in the Last Dance,
he was making $30 million a year in the '90s when no one else was making.
Trust me, I get it.
That dude was betting on throwing pieces of paper into a trash can with the security guards before every game.
Yes, like, here's 500 on a quarter toss to the fucking
quarter
wall.
Toss. That's what it was. Yeah, the quarter toss. They're playing quarters.
The wall won.
Yeah, $500.
Yeah, with the security guards.
Who makes 500 like a week?
A week. Yeah, exactly.
What a bunch of degens, those security guards. My goodness.
Yeah, like
I would be too with Michael Jordan. Are you shitting me?
The funniest part about Michael Jordan is
they're on a name-to-name basis.
Like, he actually took
those dudes were invited to his wedding.
The funniest one is the Jamal Crawford story by far. You guys ever hear that one about Jordan?
No, refresh us.
So when Jamal Crawford was a rookie, Michael Jordan was playing him, and Jamal Crawford challenged him to one-on-one. So Jamal Crawford played him one-on-one, and they played for the keys for the ride home. And
That's
Michael
awesome.
Jordan won. And he took rookie Jamal Crawford's car home. Never gave it back.
Pink
it was
slips,
his.
baby.
That's actually
Never gave it back. It was his car. It was over.
He's a menace.
Isn't that hilarious?
That is absurd.
One of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Like, actually insane.
I mean, to be honest, wasn't really funny for Jamal Crawford, but
I mean, it kind of was either way. I mean, like, it's always gonna be the stories he's able to tell.
yeah.
What else do we need to talk about before we do bets?
I mean, I think we definitely need to mention that the Penguins and the Avalanche are definitely two of the best teams in the NHL.
They're two of the top four now because the Pens won tonight.
Yeah.
Right now it goes, I believe it's Colorado, then Tampa Bay, Florida, and Pittsburgh.
I know they took that hiatus there with their whole COVID shit they were going on. Is their timeline still okay for the playoffs, like the same time, or are they being pushed?
No, they're still the same. They're making up a shitload of games.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just playing a shit ton of back-to-backs.
Yeah, no, it's like having two good goalies, which the Avalanche have right now. Both of their goalies in this season are over a .94 save percentage, which is insane for a single starting goalie, but to have two dudes doing that is really good.
Yeah.
The Avalanche, literally since starting 4-5-1, have lost 3 total games and are currently first in the league at 29-8-3. They're on a 16-game win home streak. Again, the Penguins are a whole different story where they weren't expected to do shit, and their team is playing insane right now. Again, they are now 4th in the league for as far as points. Like, it's, yeah. So it's pretty cool. Hopefully that's the Stanley Cup, because that'd be even cooler.
Yep, I would definitely enjoy that. Looking at all the standings here.
I'm just looking at overall.
We're not even first in our division. That's crazy.
Well,
the Rangers have us by 1 point, but I'm not sure if this is updated though.
No. I was going to say it's definitely not updated because the Rangers. Wait, the Rangers playing today?
I think they won today.
Okay, then yeah, you guys are still down.
We're still down a point. Yeah, the Panthers and Lightning are tied. Rangers are in that conversation. They have 1 more point than us. Avalanche have 2 more points than us. And then
the
Pacific Division kind of stinks this year.
The Pacific Division's dog shit. But Evan, that's the other.
How bad are the Oilers? Bad.
Really.
I mean, they have 2 of the best players in the league.
I was gonna say, I actually bet on Vancouver tonight. They were underdogs in Vancouver.
Remember that scenario we had last year? We were comparing Giannis to Connor McDavid.
Yes.
Cade.
That didn't work out well for you.
That didn't work out for us, but Connor McDavid. But our point still does stand true. Connor McDavid is still going to shit the bed here. I mean, his team is 19-6-2, and they have 2 of the leading point scorers in the league. Like at some point, like
19-16-2, I think is what you meant.
Yeah, did I say 6? 19-16-2. Yes.
Clippers just did a 35-point comeback to win.
They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th out of 8th in their division.
And
that was as bad as the Kraken.
And again, the Pacific Division is dog shit.
How about just like off topic of it? How about Stephen A. saying he'd rather have John Morant than Giannis?
That's nuts. John Morant is playing really good, but
it's definitely cap. Like everyone's talking. No, Kate, and this was my favorite thing. Just really quick to touch on this because I saw this statistic. Everyone's like, "Oh, remember all the people that said they'd have Luka over Ja?" Luka literally has a better stat line this year. It's just because Ja's being more prolific that everyone's talking about him. Luka literally has a better stat line this season than Ja does.
I love how no one's really talking about Steph Curry playing like dog shit, shooting.
There's a reason that Jokic is back to first in the MVP voting.
Like actually shooting like Russell Westbrook numbers.
Yeah,
he's not though.
Steph?
It's not the same. In perspective, it's not the same
because Steph is shooting literally twice the amount of shots as Russell Westbrook and more difficult shots than Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's missing mid-range jumpers wide open, airballing.
He's hitting the top.
And airballing threes.
Yeah, I'm just saying the percentages, Cal. I understand. I never said about the difficulty. I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, Steph Curry's taking. I mean, he's taking shots that are
more difficult,
contested.
Also,
and they're longer. Yeah,
we'll also see his percentage is going to skyrocket now that Clay's back and healthy.
Yeah, and he's not getting doubled.
Well, he's still going to get doubled, but
as much, you know.
Yeah.
I've got to worry about somebody else
now. Also, just to touch on the hockey thing again, shout out to the Avalanche and Pens as well. Again, they have the 2 longest win streaks by a 3-game and 4-game margin of 6 and 7 games win streaks.
I really hope that we see them in the cup, dude. I mean,
it'd be really cool because I'd be happy regardless.
Yeah.
This is the thing about Steph. That just to comment on it, Ev. He averages 21 field goal attempts a game, and 15 of them are threes. So, like,
to be honest, I'm just looking at the numbers, like 5 of 20.
He's going to shoot worse percentage. It's just the thing that makes Steph so crazy.
1 of 13 from 3.
What'd you say?
I'm not throwing shade on Steph. He's definitely having a little bit of a slump for sure.
Compared to what he was.
Like a major slump. I mean, 5 of 20, 6 of 21.
I'm saying, like, when you watch Russ play, Russ takes 3 threes a game and shoots 40, the same percentage. So, like, that's what I was saying.
Russell Wilson, yeah.
Perspective.
All I'm saying is the percentages, but obviously Russell Westbrook is really bad. Like, he's a bottom tier point guard in the league, and
Steph still has his team in second in the West.
Exactly, yeah.
Hey, Evan.
Like this year, Steph Curry is shooting 42% from the field and 38% from 3.
Which are both low for him, but
very low. Yes.
One thing that they do need he's so underrated offensively is Draymond Green. He hasn't played in like 12 or 15 games, and it shows. If you see Steph Curry's shooting numbers are down, they kind of correlate to Draymond Green being out.
Yeah.
Like he's so underrated offensively. Not because he's going to score.
He's a great playmaker.
But he makes a lot of plays, makes life so much easier for him.
Really quick, Evan, just a really fun fact I just looked at. So you remember how the Avalanche, like 6 years ago, had the worst season ever at 48 total points for the entire season? Yes. I just want to point out at the halfway mark, the Montreal Canadiens have played 41 games. That is the halfway mark of an NHL season. They are currently on pace to have a 46-point season.
Oh my God. They have 23 points?
Yeah, they are 8, 26, and 7.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah,
dude,
they went to the Stanley Cup last year.
Yeah, they went to the Stanley Cup last year.
They went to the Stanley Cup last year.
What has Carey Price done? What happened to him?
He's not playing, dude. Carey Price, I don't believe, has played all year.
Hey,
Price.
You guys want to know what one of my favorite pastimes is to do?
What's that?
Whenever I look up people's stats on Basketball Reference, they'll have all of their nicknames that people have like deemed them. Listen to Luka Doncic's nicknames; are hilarious. The Matador, El Matador, Cool Hand, The Dawn, Wonder Boy, El Nino Maravilla, Swaggy L, Luka Legend, Too Easy.
I'm a big fan of
Never heard anybody call him any of those things.
I love Luka Legend.
Luka Legend's good though. Luka Legend's funny.
You guys ready for bets?
Yes, I am. I've been itching.
All right, I'll tell you mine because I've already done it. Taking Cincy plus 7 at 0.92 units. And 49ers money line, 1.58 units.
All right, you're going to have to repeat those because I'm up a pega.
Cincy plus 7, Ty.
Okay.
And 49ers money line. You have access to the spreadsheet still, right, Ty?
Yeah, I literally have it pulled up.
Okay.
So if you go to NFL, there's all these boosts. By the way, I just want to touch on this really fast. Not really boosts, but they're weekend specials. They're conference championship weekend specials. Just a couple that caught my eye are, where is it? Oh, where the is it? Oh, Elijah Mitchell and Cam Akers to combine for 150 rushing yards. That's plus 175. Where's the other one? Matt Stafford to have 300 passing yards and throw 3+ touchdowns is plus 400. Either game to go to overtime plus 600. Any non-quarterback to throw a touchdown is plus 1,200. Deebo Samuels to have 1 rushing and 1 receiving touchdown plus 800.
That might be putting some money on this. I'm just gonna lose all of it again. God damn it.
This one's so interesting to me, but I might sprinkle something on it. Trey Hendrickson to record 1 or more sack, Joe Burrow to record 2 or more passing touchdowns, and Jamar Chase to have 1 or more receiving touchdowns, plus 700. I kind of really like that one. I think those are all the ones that any QB to throw for 400 or more yards, so any of the 4 remaining quarterbacks is plus 400.
Joey B and Patrick Mahomes to combine for 600 yards is good because Joey B can throw for 200 and Mahomes can throw for 400, and you're still good.
Great math, buddy.
Thank you.
Any team to have a successful 2-point conversion, any team is plus 150, which, I mean, that feels kind of like a lock. A 2-point conversion with these 4 teams kind of feels like a lock to me.
I feel like the odds are pretty low for that, bro.
A 2-point conversion by 4 teams? A single team, not all 4. A single one of the 4. 25% of the teams need to do a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they're going to try a 2-point play, but they have to convert it, Ty.
You're right. Also, this one I find very interesting just because I can definitely see it happen. Well, actually, most receiving yards across the entire board for all 4 teams. Jamar Chase is currently at plus 430, and Tyreek Hill is at plus 600. So, Cooper Kupp is plus 210 if you want to sprinkle it on Cooper Kupp as well. Point of reference, Cooper Kupp did lead the no, Gabriel Davis did, but he's not in anymore. Wonder what that would have hit for.
Joe Burrow is a favorite for the most passing yards.
It makes sense. He's going to have to play out of his mind.
Yeah.
Also, total points on Championship Sunday, the over-under is 101 combined points. For the 2 games. Yeah, it's a lot. The under is probably going to hit there. If I was to guess. Yeah, those were just some interesting things that I wanted to.
I don't even. Yeah, they don't have that over there in Barstool. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to dab.
They have a bunch of boosts and stuff.
No, I'm saying like I don't know if they're the same ones or not.
Not the same ones, but they have ones very similar.
But yeah, I'm honestly gonna take this one. Any team to have a successful 2-point conversion, I think it's gonna happen. It's plus 150.
Can you do that as a bet? Are we gonna do that as a bet?
I mean, I can right here.
No, I'm saying like for the pod.
I mean, we don't have to, but I'll pick a game, Dick.
No, I mean we can definitely do that. I'll throw you in.
No, it's fine. Don't do it.
No, I think we got to stick to the game picks.
The games, I get it.
Yeah, it makes it clear.
Oh, really?
I mean, I do love player props though. Like, their player props fine.
I mean, if it's an individual player prop, like an individual player prop of like Matt Stafford over under 2.5 touchdowns, you take the over. Like, yes, we can't go like down the avenue of like a bunch of like different things combined together to equal.
Like, I mean, it's a 2-point conversion.
That's different. I'm saying that's okay, Ty. I'm okay with that. I'm talking about like if you were to like if someone's like, yeah, my bet's gonna be Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the one where it's
like
Joe
how
Burrow.
Evan did the coin toss last year.
No,
I'm gonna do that again for sure.
You cannot do that as a pod bet. Stop.
What?
Why?
The
We're doing
coin
units.
flip?
We're doing units now. It'll be what, 0.97 units?
What stopped them from last year?
Week.
We're doing units, Kate. I don't understand. Like, it's not weak.
I said it's week.
I'm saying you're wrong.
I think it's 0.93 units. By the way, I think it's minus 107 each way.
I bet him. Oh, did you? I thought it was minus 103.
Like, are you gonna tell me the player props aren't out yet?
I think it's either minus
Not for all of them.
or minus 107, something like that.
There's some, but there's not for all of them. Because the one I want to bet, which is a lock every game. So for those who are listening, if you
you can bet that. No, Cal, you can bet that.
But there's not a line.
It's not out yet.
The ultimate lock every game, doesn't matter what the yardage is in the postseason, is Patrick Mahomes over rushing yards. I said it 2 weeks ago to Billy.
One play.
I said it to Billy 2 weeks ago, and I said it last week again. He does it every time in the playoffs because he does whatever it takes to get those first downs, and he doesn't do it in the playoff. He doesn't do it in the regular season. He doesn't tuck and run every time. Dude, he led the team in rushing last week. It was the first time we saw 2 quarterbacks go both for 300-plus yards passing and combined for 100 yards rushing. They both had over 50 yards rushing. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Josh Allen on the playoffs has 145.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, doesn't matter what that number is, bet the over on the rushing yards. It's a lock every week. So it's a lock every week.
Yeah, I was honestly going to take an absolute stupid flyer and say Jamar Chase 2+ touchdowns, but it's not out yet, and I'm sad. I guess, I mean...
That'd be good for the units, that's for sure.
Oh, I know. Whatever, I'll just go with this one. Jamar Chase, anytime touchdowns, minus 115. Dude's got to step up again in this game. It's that simple.
Did he catch one last week?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm going to assume.
I don't think he got one in the first game.
These bonuses are so dangerous.
They only had 1 touchdown time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm taking the Rams minus 3.
Maybe 2.
Minus 124.
Scored 19.
Let
me check the line here to make sure if it's not more favorable for you.
No, I moved it. It's alternate spread.
What did you take it?
Okay.
Alternate.
Are you taking an alti?
I bought half a point for minus 124.
The 0.76
what was the game? What was the game? What did you take?
Rams minus 3.
Minus 3.
And then I'm also going to buy half a point for the Chiefs game.
6.5.
Chiefs 6.5. Yeah.
6.5. If it will let me give me the odds, because it won't. Minus 120.
0.8. Okay.
Bert, what do you got?
I don't know.
I hate those two lines.
Well, I just say I hate throwing.
That's why I moved them.
Well, I mean, okay, so just so you guys know, on this thing that I do have, the Action Network, it literally, I can tell you lines for like tomorrow's NBA games, tomorrow's hockey games, and everything as well.
Yeah, but it's the NFL.
Gotta bet the NFL when there's only 3 games left.
But the Grizz -3 against the Spurs tomorrow at -110 looks really good. Okay, by the way, the Bulls are 9.5-point favorites against the Raptors tomorrow.
I would take the Raptors.
Yeah.
I would take the Raptors. That is a lot of points.
Uh,
For a team that has a short-ass bench.
Okay, I'm taking one of my bets is going to be Odell Beckham Jr. score touchdown plus 143.
Okay, I like that.
what was the odds on it, Cal?
143
43.
Plus or minus?
plus.
I'm assuming plus, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good... I might do a wide receiver prop and just stick like 4 wide receivers in there for anytime tugger.
Chase, Hill, Odell Beckham.
Yeah, Odell, Chase, Samuel, and... Because Samuel anytime touchdown could be on the ground.
True. And Hill. I'm taking Tyreek.
Probably Tyreek, yeah. Sprinkling a Byron Pringle for shits and giggles. Such a good name.
I think I'm going to do that too.
I mean, why not? It's kind of where I'm at with it.
The 4 best wide receivers.
And I'm going to take the Bengals over the first half points at 10.5.
Bengals over
first half points.
1/2, 10.5.
Yeah, 10.5, okay. And it's minus 112.
So Bengals over 10.5 points in the first half.
Yep.
I actually really like that line. In 2 quarters, they don't think they're gonna have 11 points. Bitch, what?
The Chiefs is 16.5.
I mean, I guess the 7-point spread makes sense, but like they have to take that into effect. But are you kidding?
The Rams was only 12.5. I almost bet that.
Yeah, the Rams. That was when I was looking at. It was
Dude,
12
what the?
Yeah, the Rams. I was looking at that one as well.
Kate, did you hear the wide receiver prop I'm gonna do though?
Yes, you were gonna do
Chase Hill, Samuel, and Odell.
By the way, I didn't get to say this. I didn't get to say this on the because I was late. But I was very upset with the Buffalo Bills losing in overtime because I had a bet that I did on last week, this week when we were sitting here. I picked all 4 underdogs money lines, all 4 in a parlay, and I got screwed because of a coin flip.
Yes, you did.
Plus 3,600. Pretty upset on that.
No,
one.
It's definitely a very tough one to deal with, bud.
Yeah,
I will. I'm 100% on board with you there.
Did you guys say it already, Cade? Between like the 3 of us, me, Cade, and Evan, we had probably about $2,000 between the 3 of us where we could have won if the Bills would have won on Sunday.
No, we would have been in a really good spot because I think didn't we all I actually did put money on the pod bet, by the way.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I put $25.
I just did right now.
What is the pod?
Wait, we haven't done the pod bet yet.
Yeah, we haven't really done it. I was gonna.
You want to do Ty? Do you just want to make it the anytime tutties?
I mean, so that 4-leg parlay, anytime touchdown for Deebo Samuel, Jamar Chase, Odell Beckham, and Tyreek Hill gets to plus 1542.
There he is. Yep.
All right, so it's Odell.
I mean, Debo's gonna fight. Debo has to score if the Niners.
Yeah, score if they're gonna score.
It's either him or Elijah. They're only 2 going to score.
Tyreek is almost guaranteed one.
Kittle can score, but
Jamar Chase, if they're going to be competitive, has to score.
So Odell's an anytime touchdown scorer. You're saying Debo.
Anytime touchdown. Tyreek Hill and Jamar Chase. It's plus 1542. I mean, that's not bad. $10, $154.
That is done.
It's going to be really stupid when all of our records are like 50-50 and then we start just absolutely hammering these 4-leg parlays.
For touchdowns for the Arsenal plus 1835.
Jesus Christ. Whose odds are horrible
Fuck.
there?
I just placed the bet. Can I cash out?
I'm at 1542.
So that means mine's better.
Yes. I'm saying whose odds
Tyreek Hill was minus 148.
Okay.
We got Debo Samuel was
103. Odell's plus 140.
Okay, so we're
Marta's
talking like
138.
anywhere from 3 to 10 point spreads on these.
Jamar Chase is 109.
Yeah, so Hill is minus 150, Chase is minus 115, Debo is minus 110, and then Odell's plus 130.
Yeah. So how much
I'm
would
doing
that
a bar,
be?
so I'm doing another 25.
That'd be $180 for you guys on a $10 bet.
Yep, 180.35. 183.45.
A $7 wager on that gets you $108 on my end, so
That's crazy. I don't know how much I want to bet.
I have 30 cents in my account to build a absolutely stupid same game parlay plus on FanDuel and just put like all the player props in it. Like Elijah Mitchell to score, Debo Samuel to score, Cooper Kupp to have 2+ tuggers, Odell to get 1. Just I'm hoping for like all the overs.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford to throw 500+ yards. Let's get it. All right, cool. Yeah, that's the podcast. Anybody have anything else to add? Yeah, that's the pod bet. I'll tweet it out. I'll have Charles create a graphic for it.
In. How much do I bet? That's the question, guys. How much do I bet?
I put $7 because that's all that was in my account at the moment. If my parlay hits tonight, I'm gonna have
My OCD ass made it $3 because it put it in the even number on my I also did on my actual pod bet. I did $10.78 because
right. Massive Vancouver and Nashville fans right now. Need those two to win, and then I win money. All right, yeah, that's
my
pod.
God, dude, that's ridiculous.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. Love you all.